We have with us Mr. Rajesh Kumar, Chairman, State Bank of India. Mr. Kumar, thank you very much. It was very important for us that you join us today. I know it's been a busy day for you. First thoughts, do you think that you're going to have a much bigger loan growth this year, considering that there is more space to grow? You're taking loans from NBFCs.
So, good morning, Lata. First of all, my best wishes to the channel, which is a very credible business news channel, and I compliment the entire editorial team. And of course, you are one of the most prominent face as far as CNBC goes. And to answer your question on the credit growth, definitely the growth this year, after almost 3 years, we are seeing that we at SBI, the growth is in line or almost in line with the industry growth. Industry growth YOY is around 15% and SBI's YOY growth is around 14%.
Okay, that's good to hear, sir. If you can give us some more details, how much of NBFC loan, you said that you are willing to buy 15,000 crores of loans. How much has been bought? How much are you likely to complete by the year end itself?
So the target we have kept is 45,000 crore, but we have to have sellers also in the market. Okay. And in October, we bought portfolio of 5,000 crore. 15,000 crore is in pipeline.
Okay. So we should hear about that by December end?
Yeah, we will have the performance up to December end will be available when we declare our results.
Okay. Okay. No, I primarily want to ask you about the NBFCs and the HFC loans. You think that 45,000 should be done before March is out? You would be mostly buying HFC and NBFC portfolios?
Our preference and the entire requirement for purchase of portfolio arises from the fact that we are still short of our priority sector lending target. And through portfolio purchase, we want to make up for that. Okay. And but if there is a good pricing and good opportunity, selectively we are open to buying non-priority sectors also.
Okay. I'll come back to this, time permitting. I just wanted your comment. This is a CNBC TV18 news break. We are picking up that Berkshire Hathaway is mulling a purchase of stake in Kotak Mahindra Bank, since we know that Mr. Uday Kotak himself has to bring down his stake. We've got a no comment from Mr. Kotak, and our mails to Berkshire Hathaway have still not been replied to. But still, your comment, if this news were to happen?
I also have no comment to make because this is news to me. I am hearing first time from you.
Okay, that's a good one, sir. Okay, Mr. Rajesh Kumar, what about the liquidity situation itself? We had from the policy, the RBI announcing that they're going to stay on with this 40,000 crore of liquidity infusion every month. As well, the policy stance sounded very dovish. Do you think the cost of money is going to fall? We've already seen the 10-year down below 7.4.
The trend seems to be so, but RBI, as they have said in their monetary policy statement, that they would like to see some more data. And but otherwise, whether we look from the international macro perspective, where crude prices are down, US dollar yields are down, and in India, the domestic inflation is very much well within the target set by Reserve Bank of India. So if that continues, then there is definitely a possibility that sooner or later some repo rate cut may happen.
Okay, you're an industry major. I mean, you are the industry in a way, 30% of it. What's your sense of the problems in the NBFC and HFC space? You think we are over the big hump and now there are only some perhaps minor problems?
So one was definitely around the ALM, where short-term funds through CP were being used to fund the long-term assets. So that correction is happening, and the portfolio purchase by the banks, including State Bank of India, that precisely was intended to help the NBFCs in correcting that mismatch. And otherwise, individual NBFCs, it all depends upon what is their underlying asset quality. As far as their retail pool is concerned, because we have been buying from them for a couple of years now, so we are aware that what is their quality of pool, what are their collection practices. So that gives us confidence when we are even buying now that the underlying asset quality is good. But if some NBFC somewhere there is a problem in their onward lending, those NBFCs definitely will need to do a course correction.
Okay. This SLR cut, will it be useful? Will you be able to push up loan growth? Will it make a difference to the P&L?
It helps in managing the liquidity, but the question is that whatever we hold in LCR, so mark-to-market provisions are there. So in a interest rate scenario where the interest rates are downwards, then it doesn't hurt. But when the interest rate goes up, then the requirement for mark-to-market goes up considerably. So that is one thing, but it's still like because most of the banks are sitting in excess of SLR requirement. So that way it is a helpful move which will help in releasing almost 1.5 lakh crore of equity.
Okay.
And this is ultimately that realignment has to happen because new LCR requirement is coming into effect from 1st January.
Yes. Fair point, sir. Would you be raising any capital or getting any capital from the government, any non-core, anything on the capital front before March 31st?
As far as capital is concerned, we did 82.
Yes.
We did 81, 4,000 crore. 81, another 4,000 crore. And depending upon the price or this thing, we have an enabling resolution from our board. And we will be seeking shareholders' approval in AGM also, where there is an enabler of 20,000 crore.
Okay.
But depending upon like the price, because we are in no hurry to sell our equity cheap, there is no compulsion per se. We are well capitalized. But because the growth opportunities for State Bank of India going forward are huge, so to fund that growth, if we want to create some more cushion and buffer in the capital, then there is a possibility that we will do some equity raising, but that all depends upon the investor interest as well as the right price. Otherwise, it is, as I said, that there is no compulsion per se as far as the capital adequacy is concerned. We are very well capitalized as of now.
Okay. One of the asks of the government has been that the number of PCA banks be reduced or they be allowed to lend more. What's your sense? We should be able to see a couple of them out of the PCA list?
We should wait for the report of the committee. I think yesterday there was some discussion. So we will have to wait what comes out of that.
Okay. Well, finally, sir, what's your sense about interest rate movements in the fourth quarter? Do you think that banks like yours will see an improvement in margins?
Hopefully so. The improvement in margin will come on account of two things. One is that we have been able to contain our cost of funding. Second is that because as the percentage of earning assets go up or NPA percentage goes down, then that itself will have a positive impact on the net interest margin.
Okay. When is the SR check getting written, you think? This quarter looks like tough. You're pushing it to the next quarter?
This quarter unlikely, but okay. Next quarter I am very hopeful.
Okay. Well, all the very best to you, Mr. Kumar, and thank you very much once again for joining us in What's a Special Day for Us.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, with that, it's over to you, boys.
You said you jumped into our party. Actually, we'd say you just joined into our party and made it bigger.
Thank you very much.